Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about being your own designer. And the man you're about to meet took that concept and went just a little step further. Paul Jensen not only fell in love with the New England Inn, he bought and restored it to its original splendor. That's a big job. So come along. We are off to Gloucester, Massachusetts, and the Inn at Babson Court. Check this out. Keeping watch over the Gloucester, Massachusetts harbor is the poignant man-at-the-wheel statue dedicated to fishermen lost at sea. Just behind that is the Inn at Babson Court, a historic home brought back to life by owner Paul Jensen. 7 years ago, Paul, an actor and musician by trade, finally decided what he wanted to do when he grew up: run an inn. There was just the matter of finding the right property.
Well, the house bought us. We looked at it once and walked away. The windows were falling out, the ceilings were falling down, the roof leaked, there were no sills, and the wiring was shot, and the plumbing was leaking all over the place. It has been here on this spot for about 270 years. It has been a shipyard, a tavern, a 4-family house, a 3-family house, then it was a boarding house. It was all kinds of things.
Despite its flaws, Paul saw a lot of potential in this house. The owner was willing to trade her property for his condo. It was a done deal. Turning a part-time hobby of renovating historic homes into a full-time job, Paul tackled this challenge room by room.
We're standing in the music room. It's in the oldest part of the house, and it is the only part of the house that has any of the 18th century paneling visible. In fact, it's the only paneling left in the entire house. By the way, it took 23 hours to strip it and 5 gallons of zip strip. From the music room, there's a short gallery. And the gallery is here for one purpose and one purpose only, is to hide the personal living space. Now, therefore, we just push the wall, and you're in my bedroom.
There's a wonderful glass atrium in the center of the home. The different sections of the building added to the original structure over the years created a U around the atrium. As a historical tribute, Paul has named each suite in honor of a former occupant of the home. The Cut Stevens suite is in the oldest area of the house. Stevens was a shipwright and built it in the late 1600s.
We had to insulate the outside of the roof in order to take this ceiling that was across here out and expose what I thought was one of the best architectural elements of the old house, which are these beams. And it took a year and a half to scrape them, take the nails out, etc., and then pickle them and polyurethane them.
Without the ceiling, there was enough height to build a simple sleeping loft, a great room for kids, as the inn caters to families. Each suite is decorated differently. The only rule is the style must represent pre-1840 decor. The necessary modern appliances are well hidden.
This cabinet was built out of an old coal bin. It was still in the basement when we bought the house, so I dismantled it, used the door, and I turned it into a cabinet, and it stores hi-fi set, VCR, and television.
Paul even likes to hide the doors. Guess where the bathroom is? The Nancy Proctor suite is in the wing of the home believed to be built during the Civil War years.
This room, to put it mildly, looks simple, but it was a pain. This is a faux finish, and what it is, to make it look like paneling, you put an undercoating and then you put low stick tape. After you've put all the tape down, one person takes a natural sponge and they sponge, and the other person takes the tape off as soon as they are finished sponging that area. The hardest thing about the ceiling and the walls was figuring out where the tape lines went, because it took thought.
When decorating, Paul keeps comfort and convenience in mind. He also tries to salvage any piece of history he can.
In the entire inn, we use 2 quilts in place of bedspreads. For 2 reasons. Number 1, storage is a problem. And number 2, I don't like most bedspreads. But what it is one is used as a pillow sham, and the other one is used as the bedspread itself. In this room, as well as the others, we have a miniature piece of furniture so that a little person has a place to sit, rock, and have a good time.
The ghosts of the residents past seem happy with their surroundings. They've even occasionally helped Paul out.
When the ghosts appear here, they appear midday, early morning, but always in sunlight. And the house goes back to what they knew, not what we know. And Nancy Proctor appeared at the top of the staircase, but it was through a window, because there was a window there. The other 5 ghosts appeared after we had worked on the house for about 9 months and pointed to a corner, and then everything went back to the way it was. And I looked at that corner, and hadn't I looked at that corner, the beam was gone. It was totally rotted. Had I not replaced it, that whole corner would have gradually sunk, and I would have had to jack up the house and the whole 9 yards.
Paul is very pleased with his home, but more excited about the reaction he gets from his guests.
What is nicest to my ego is when people come in and go, ooh, I just have to go, yes, I like this is a yes. Everybody seems to feel instantly at home, which was the purpose of the house. It's actually the grandfather's house I wish I could have visited when I was like 10, 12.
Isn't that terrific?